Wow, the mega panel of today. We're starting now, 10 minutes before 2 p.m. Win-win situation we have here for the first time, not only in Israel, for the first time internationally. We have so many esteemed guests from such great platforms here on one stage, here in Tel Aviv, and it's really an honor for me. And let's start from the right-hand side. As I know she's laughing because she knows what I want to say. The face of Spot Option, Tami Koren-Levy. Tami Koren-Levy from Spot Option. Years in Spot Option already. And she's a VP marketing there, and she handles lots of also marketing and also does lots of interesting stuff relating marketing and sales. Sits here in Moshe Aviv, not far from here. Only across the street, that's it. So we're really happy to have here for the second time in Go Gaming, Tami Koren-Levy. Coming up next, a colleague and esteemed guest. I'm sure that people know him. He's not Italian, even though his name is Angelo Dali. But he's, really, that's how I pronounce it?
He loves to say it, Angelo.
Yeah. So Angelo is from Malta. And those of you who have been in EIG, ICE, almost every gaming, I see here, again, Clarion, Julian from Clarion. Happy to see his clients here on stage. All of them are also clients of Julian, and he's nodding his head. So what I like with Bit 8, and we have quite a few clients working with them, they are like Playtech, but more boutique-ish, so I don't have anything against Playtech. I hear Sigal here from Playtech, but they're very boutique-ish, very service-oriental, and they came here especially from Malta, so I have here my friend Angelo Dali here on stage. Angelo, thank you very much. Coming up next is a guy that in Hebrew is called the Pankan. I don't want to explain what is Pankan. Pankan is someone who likes to pamper people. This is my friend Yoni. Are you okay with that adjective? Okay.
Don't embarrass him, please.
Yeah. Okay, so Yoni Avital, first of all, is a true veteran in the binary options industry. He has been a co-founder of the first B2B platform of binary options called TradeSmarter. The other founder is also sitting here outside in the hall. His name is Barak Eisenstein, and he's now a co-founder of Fantasy Network. So you see, it's all in the Jewish head, sorry to say, it's all in the Israeli head. And it's all a small world indeed, and we have here, I'm really happy to see here my friend Yoni Avital. Thank you very much, Yoni, for coming and attending, and he had to have a trip to Singapore, and he came even though you had a trip to Singapore. Nice seeing you here. Coming up next, another famous veteran of the gaming industry is Mr. Shai Ben Ami. And Shai Ben Ami, he has lots of online ventures. He was one of the first guys who have been taken to the next level, online tenders and online bidding, all 100% legally. And it was also, a court ruling that, again, exemplified that he was really a founder of the most interesting and most dominant in these sectors. Now, after he did bidding and tenders and online and all these online winnings, 1.5 years ago, he joined a group of people that have Lotonetics. Lotonetics is one of the two leading providers of the B2B platforms for the Lotonet, for the secondary lottery aggregators and messengers. It's a really unique vertical. I believe it's the first time that we actually deal with it here in Israel. The first time that I saw that it was here now in EAG and in the last event of IGB, but it's the first time here in Israel we discussed it. And I'm really happy to have a leader and such a gaming veteran like Shai Ben Ami here with us on stage. So thank you, Shai. Thank you. Coming up next. Yeah, he looks at me because he don't know what I will tell about him. No, so this is, guys, Shai Ben Chamo. We have Shai Ben Amin, Shai Ben Chamo. Shai, again, is a veteran not in the gaming, but in the online trading. In online trading, he has a long experience he was in Kamalia Capital Markets, and he was in a couple of Forex platforms and Forex operations. And currently, in the last 1.5 years, he's been with a very successful young and eager team of a company called Airsoft. I believe that there is no one here that don't know Airsoft. Airsoft have been part of almost every leading gaming event in the last year. They are growing in a really high speed. And I'm really happy to have here Shai Ben Chamo, the CEO of Airsoft, with us. again, I believe Shai is actually also with us for the first time, and I'm really happy to see him here. Coming up after Shai is, again, I believe one of the kings of financial trading, and in the recent years also really highly involved with binary options. And this is Maor Lav, the COO and a partner in Panda Trading Systems, also known as Panda Trading Applications and Panda Trading Technologies. It's all, it's a group, conglomerate. And what is more important about Panda, that again, they're very oriented on service-wise. They are a boutique. They see themselves, and I agree with them, they see themselves as a boutique firm that provides software solutions for the trading industry, and they're very successful in what they do. So thank you very much, Maor, my friend, here joining with us. And last but not least, another guy who looks like Sean Connery, a bit, the Australian Sean Connery. This is Nick Lewis. I believe that many people know him, either from Spiral Solutions, where he was a few years ago, but in the last few years, he's the face of Leverate. So we have the face of spot option and the face of Leverate. A very successful guy, lots of knowledge. I learned from him a lot. And Leverate now has lots of new developments, like the Sirix Active, and part of these stuff are coming from the marketing team and the technology team, and Nick is also partner in all of these developments. So I thank you again, Nick Lewis, for joining us. It's Nick with CC. It's the only Nick that I know that is written like that. And last but not least, and then I will hand the microphone to my esteemed colleague, Miss Sharon Shalem. Sharon Shalem has been years with my law firm, and she heads the litigation department and the dispute resolution. She's a really good lawyer. I believe many of the people here in the panel also works with her as their lawyer, and I'm really satisfied, and believe most of the clients are also satisfied. And I believe that there is nothing better than Sharon to moderate this panel. And again, I thank you all. And I'm leading the way to Sharon. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
So, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tal, and thanks for the compliments and the build-up. So let's justify the hype. It's been a year since our last panel, so I think we're all wondering, what are the changes that have occurred in the market in terms of platform demands? And let's start this question with
So I think in the last year, first of all, how many brokers there are in the audience? Just raise the hand. One broker? Two brokers? Oh. So we don't need to sell anything here, okay? So I think the main change was that binary was still going forward. We see a lot of new binary option companies. And I think cross-selling between binary to Forex and Forex to binary is really growing. We see the bigger players in the industry, like 24 Options, opening and investing a lot in their Forex entity. And other companies are going forward with that. Nick?
Thanks. I've written a lot in the past about convergence, and convergence is where you have like a number of trends that seem to come together. So we predicted last year about mobile, social trading, which have all come to pass in the last year. We also predicted a rapid growth in Asia, which also came to pass. We also see a big movement when we launched our binary as well, middle of last year. We've seen rapid growth in there. We also spoke a lot about regulation, and regulation is something that's really affected us on a number of different levels. On the one side, where we have our regulated product, LX Lite, we've seen a rush of new brokers coming up to use our regulation to enter the European market. But on top of that, we see a higher demand from the tech providers to give a little bit more. For example, we've entered into the realms of B2G, where we're actually advising new countries that want to regulate on how they should regulate, and also provide the systems in the back end to actually help them. And that's something we'll see, I think, during the course of next year as well.
Great. Let's hear it from Shai. Shai Ben-Ami, if we can, and also if you want to talk about something else other than regulation, because we have a question that is
regulation is your expertise.
What?
Regulation is your expertise.
Yeah.
We see a lot of interest coming over the last few months in the lottery industry. Basically, a lot of casinos and sport betting verticals that like to add a new channels of lotteries, affiliates, big affiliates that did some tests in terms of traffic and realized that it's a very easy to convert product. And same as Binary and Forex that like to add more revenues to the current operations. We as B2B providers put our efforts of getting a better product, easy third-party integrations, and more flexible websites that can change easily for the licenses.
Okay, so now I think we should hear it from Yoni, if you want.
Hi everyone. So for what we see at TradeSmarter, more and more companies looking for better CPA, better cost for acquisition, as we see that the market right now become very competitive. The marketing go higher. So what we saw before, CPA of 350 become a CPA of 450 in binary options. More and more companies are looking for solution, looking for a different way to tackle this issue. There are some directions, some companies are going to a specific direction, like you mentioned, Asia, which is a very strong demand in terms of marketing. And others are looking for technology solutions. What we see today, that basically companies looking to see a much lower CPA, which today we can see, usually it can come from either mobile traffic, and mobile traffic is a very difficult problem right now in the market. There are a lot of companies that have landing pages through desktop or through mobiles, and what they do, they just capture the lead and try to convert later. With the new trend of cross-platform, you can see that more and more companies are providing technology that allow mobile acquisition. Mobile acquisition will basically create a much lower CPA, which in my opinion create a lot of interest by affiliates and create this binary and also Forex companies to bring a new level of demand. That's what we see today right now. At TradeSmarter, we push this technology that allows the customer to click on an ad, open a responsive mobile site, and put their credit card directly. So mobile acquisition, full funnel, can be accomplished. This direction, what we see is the prediction with the Asian touch. This is the way to go.
Okay, now Shai.
Yeah, if I can add on what my colleague said. First of all, I think we're all technology providers. And as technology providers in a room, maybe there's two brokers, but I see a room full of potential clients. And as a technology provider, you always have to listen to their needs, to what they're looking for. Everything that my colleagues mentioned here, if it's different markets like Asia or different venues or different like mobile, I think at the end of the day is new technologies. And what we've done at ourselves, for example, the last 6 months, we've added different technologies like CFD trading, shared wallet between binary CFD and Forex to give more options to our clients, not to put them just as tagged as a binary broker or a CFD broker or a Forex broker, but in order to maximize their database. And this goes back to what Yoni was saying. There's a big pressure right now with cost, marketing, CPAs, and by giving them more technology, more options, it maximizes revenue from existing brands and existing database. So that's also a direction that we're doing.
Okay, Tami, would you care to comment as a binary supplier?
Sure. I think we were once looking at a very, very strong focus on the product itself, on the front end. And we saw, many new dynamic features and different ways to trade binary options to, to keep it interesting. But since the last time we were in this panel, last year, I think the major change has been the focus from the front end to the back office. The front end has kind of already, proven itself. We're looking at, 1 million traders already going through the spot option system, 500,000 trades a day. So, okay, so that works. So now what can we do to increase retention? This is where the focus is, I think, for us and for our clients. And the innovative features needed to start showing themselves also in the back office. And this is where our focus has been in automating and giving our operators the ability to extract value from all the data that they have in their back office and to communicate in an easy and simple way and to reach a much larger target audience efficiently. So automation was I think the key in innovation for us this year.
Okay, thank you. So touching that and elaborating a little more in regards to what Shai said, Mao or maybe Nick, would you care to elaborate and in the regard of the technology products that you provide more than before as a Forex or binary platform in terms of Sirix, MT4, verticals,
Okay. So we spoke about a little bit about convergence, and we've already spoken a little bit about marketing and the challenges that come from marketing. So when you look at binary and Forex, you know that binary has an advantage when it comes to conversion and a disadvantage when it comes to retention. And it's exactly the other way around with Forex. So what we're seeing in the marketplace is we see a push from binary brokers initially, like wanting to branch out more into Forex, and Forex starting to push back into binary. Each one trying to leverage
the leverage.
Yeah, sorry, cheap plug. Each one trying to leverage the advantages of the other. In the meantime, the technologies themselves are starting to converge as well. So we see, like on the binary options, when we released candlestick charts, longer term options, these are all heading towards closer to Forex, but closer to better retention. And with the Forex side, what Sirix Active did was to answer a question about conversion and to answer a question about marketing, which is, how can I apply my model to a larger mass media that's not just 100% on affiliates? How can I guarantee I can get more users through my door and try and convert them? The easiest way is to start to automate and push the system through the front end, backed with the back end. So we see like a holy trinity of Sirix Active, social trading, and CRM, all working in tandem to help this process and optimize it.
Okay, Maor, do you have different tactics or?
I will just add to it that we saw in the last year that on the acquisition side, it's all about affiliates. Yes, companies spending media and doing a lot of things, but it's all about affiliates. So we build a department that work with affiliates in order to help the brokers integrate with the affiliates, because we see today, unlike last year, that 70% of the traffic come from affiliates. And we as a technology provider, we like to support those affiliates in order to bring them to our clients. And from the retention point of view, we're talking about cross-selling, and it's all about science. Today we know how to approach specific clients. So we know that binary traders that are trading the gold, 80% will convert better to become Forex traders. And I think that our job as a technology providers are to give the insights to the brand that are focused mainly on marketing and sales. And as I think all of my colleagues are doing, to develop automated tools that will automated engage the client without specifically the call center giving him a specific call during the event. That's on the retention point of view, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. Shai, do you have anything to add? You're good. Okay. So now there's a question that is regarding all of you tech providers, and that is, how did the global regulation affect your business, Israeli-wise or otherwise? Shai, would you care to comment?
Regulation has been obviously a big topic in the last, I think, year in the binary world. from my experience, the last 20 years in capital markets is obviously it's a big issue. People anywhere that we deal with money and we deal here with client money, then regulation is a big topic. But I think regulation needs to be understood better. And I don't think that today, again, the binary market today is still young. I think the big explosion in binary market world started about 6, 7, 8 years ago. It's still young with regards to if you go back and look at the equivalent of stocks or Forex, etc. Again, as a technology provider being in this space, you need to be able to provide that. Airsoft has a regulated entity that we allow brands to work under our regulated entity. We have about 8 brands today. But again, I think there's a lot of due diligence that needs to be done when you meet potential clients that want to be under the regulated umbrella, because not everybody could do it. And you see also today the regulators themselves still don't know really how to quantify or to describe regulation, and we've seen a long list of fines just in the last week. So our regulation is very important. Again, you should be able to provide that as part of your product, but it's not for everybody. And I think also the providers should be able to pick and do better due diligence with regards to the regulation, because at the end of the day, it's something that we want. We want a clean market. We want a good name for this brand because it's everybody's business.
Especially as a tech provider. Now, Angelo, do you feel it in Malta, or as Tal says, Malta? Do you feel the regulation in Malta?
I mean, we work with multiple operators across.
First of all, solve the mystery. Malta or Malta?
It depends, Malta or Malta, both are good. With the British accent, it's Malta, but otherwise it's Malta. So both are equally valid. We work with different operators who work across Malta. Some of them have multiple licenses. So in Malta, also in UK, Gibraltar, in France, and we're also expanding outside of Europe to Asia and North and South America. So it's going to get even more complicated. I feel that the regulations drive operators to run their businesses more efficiently in the right manner. All the compliance issues that we face develop our product better, since as a platform we'll have to be compliant with all the multiple regulations in a lot of different countries. So this drives a lot of different development, product requirements that we need to do, also from a security and processes point of view. I think that overall the push for regulated markets is actually a positive one, because it also enables us to work in a better manner, that we know that we're completely legally, rather than having any grey questions. I think that this push needs also operators to have the right systems and processes in place. For example, different countries allow you to use another license, for example, from Malta. Some of them do not, so you need to navigate the way properly. So while we provide the technological solutions, our clients tend to also have advisors that then help them navigate through this, to this complicated puzzle, really.
Thank you. Now, Tammy, do you feel a change with all that's regarding the regulation?
I think, yeah, first of all, as a tech provider, the fact that, that binary options became regulated, this was in 2012 by SciSec, it legitimized the industry for us, especially in the eyes of leading Forex regulated operators. It kind of gave us a way in now that it's regulated. After that, we looked at about 6 other regulators around the world who joined and also started regulating binary options, and it's made it a lot easier for coming from the perspective of a tech provider. It's made the job a lot easier. There's always those that are working non-regulated, and we are pushing every one of our clients at least to work in a regulated fashion. We worked also hand in hand together with SciSec in order to make our platform, even though it's completely a technological platform, but to make it as compliant as possible for our operators so that they can work in a regulated manner. I think the future, there's only going to be more regulation and more regulation. We're looking at places like the UK that are switching binary options from being regulated as gaming, and hopefully in the very near future it will also be regulated as finance. I think it's only done good for the industry, for the traders and operators alike.
Hopefully the suppliers think so as well. Okay, now this one is for Shai Ben-Ami. I would just like to know, I think everybody would like to know, how does the lottery industry merge into the binary and Forex in terms of the B2B and B2C?
Well, basically, I think all these three platforms are quite similar. Each one of them need to have good customer support, risk management, getting more traffic sources, good traffic sources, and adjusting themselves according to the changing of the regulations. And they all need to be supported by a good platform. I think the main difference is that the lottery user, it's easy to recruit because what we're selling is a dream of becoming a millionaire. And at the end of the day, it's easier and most of the traffic that binary and Forex getting from is teaching the audience how to trade and what is stocks and what is exchange, and lotteries is not much to explain. It's very easy for them.
The end user is basically, could be the same end user as Forex and binary?
Well, if we're talking about cross-selling, you can sell lottery to the binary and Forex user, but you can sell binary and Forex to the lottery user. It's a bit different. You need to get into a long curve to understand exactly what's Forex and binary, which lottery, nothing much to explain. That's the main difference.
Okay.
I just want to say that I believe Shai is correct, that it's a different segment of audience, but we've done a trial with few of our clients that we took old leads and we partnered with a company in Cyprus called Inspired Media, and they done mass mailing on those leads and they managed to convert them to Lotto. So there is definitely some facts on the field that show that it's possible to convert. We don't see a true funnel that someone become a binary and then go and register to a Lotto site, but definitely from the database you can squeeze something and take them into a Lotto. And I think we'll see a lot of companies trying to monetize their database. If it was from Forex to binary, I think we'll see more attempts to go to Lotto. And I think also the affiliates today are doing a lot of efforts to integrate to the Lotto platform in order to push, at the end of the day, the same business opportunity traffic that they send today to binary.
And if I may also add, Bet8 recently has done this global alliance with the Intralot group. So we ended up being the lottery platform of choice slowly in over 50 countries, working with national lotteries, state lotteries all around the world. One of the things that we had to change is to have support, for example, for cash clients when you have land-based operations. So that is something that is a little bit different from just handling online sales only. How do you handle loyalty, for example, across online and land-based? How do you handle countries like, for example, in South America, where they are used to not very technologically advanced ways of selling lottery tickets? And we see that there is some overlap between lottery users and non-lottery users, but I think that there is a big gap yet there. For example, you do see an overlap in casino and sportsbook users, but I think that between lottery and, for example, casino users, there's a bigger gap as yet.
Okay, so Nick, I would just like to know regarding the end user, how does it affect the platform provider? And touching what Maor said, can a binary end user convert into Forex and vice versa? And also, furthermore, I would like to know if it can be also converted into lottery from your point of view.
Okay, I'm going to go around this in a little bit of a roundabout way, but I'm going to get to a point very quickly. I spoke about convergence, and I'm now going to introduce a new element in the trends, which is brand. Brand was almost dead at some point in the last few years. You know, when we saw the rise of all the comparison websites, and that the consumer took over the power. You know, like a baby with a new toy, they threw their toys out the cot, They took absolutely everything they could, cheapest, best, quickest, and over time, that consumer power has turned more into consumer peer support. So they're looking for something more. They're looking for something like a brand. So we see the return of the brand coming back. We also see the convergence of Forex and binary in general anyway. We see that the binary tech is becoming more and more and more like a Forex with candlestick charts and long-term options and more trading tools and charts within the platform. And we see the Forex becoming a much easier funnel into conversion. So can the two converge? Absolutely, and we're already seeing the push from binary into Forex today, and many binary brokers starting to become very successful at pushing a Forex to their database, and we're seeing a lot of interest coming back through now from Forex into binary. Again, to leverage each other's strengths within the funnel. When it comes to lottery, I take Maor's point about being scientific, and I think there's a lot of work we can do about being scientific when it comes to lottery, and we can certainly take a side of brand and regulation and the legitimacy of each of the different platforms, Forex, binary, and lottery. We can also look into a database and say, who has the riskiest strategy when it comes to binary? They're the first target to try and convert into lottery, because lottery sells a dream. Am I correct? This is what you said last week. It sells the dream. And I think that someone who takes a risky attitude towards currency or CFDs has the same dream. They're looking to make that quick payout on a large scale. So I do see there's some kind of conversions that could happen.
Okay. Yoni wants to comment on that?
I have to disagree with the connection between finance and lottery. I think there is a lot of back-end similarity, but I really think that it's a very small percentage that will go from a finance product, which is even a simplified product, to take a risk and or take a chance of a lottery. I think that in every database that you make tests, you will find different people that matches in different criteria, but I really think it won't work. This is my prediction.
But 80% of the binary traffic is they just saw a landing page, it's a spammer, they registered because they saw the beautiful girl and the car. So it's not really finance traffic, right? It's more of let's sell a dream. There is a great movie I recommend of press a button and become a billionaire. It's the most converting campaign we have in the platform today. And it's like Lotto, but everybody knows Lotto.
I agree. You can sell anything in landing pages. It can be cosmetics and it can be finance. But in the end of the day, the people who make the transaction, and we said the regulation before. So if we go the regulation way, I really think that it should be related between what you see and what you actually experience. I think that the simplified binary options become too cheap today. As you said, lots of affiliates using it, and they using the best techniques to get conversion. In my opinion, this should change. It should change for better product, better marketing channels, better mobile strategies to get better conversion, and not to use those nice images that basically you can sell every product with a nice woman in a car.
If I can just add, this conversation is going to psychology and what the guy thinks, and if it's a dream, if he's going to make money, and if he opens a binary account, if tomorrow he's going to buy a bigger house. I don't think anybody here has a psychology degree. Well, tech providers, software providers, and at the end of the day, you have to take everything that was said here and to translate it into a better user interface, like Yoni said, to give everybody that buys a lotto ticket, somewhere he believes he's going to be a millionaire, but he understands that the chances are against him. I think when a guy or a potential client comes into a financial portal where it's Forex or binary, you don't want to give him that feeling. You don't want to give him a feeling that he's in a casino. You want to give him a good user interface, the tools to make money, and to make him feel like he's more into a financial investment portal rather than a lotto. And that comes into investing a lot of money in the interface, in graphs, in studies, and you know, if it's signals, if it's education tools, etc. I think that's where, you know, anyways, that's where we are at Airsoft. That's where we're putting a lot of emphasis, and I know that my colleagues as well.
But this is more.
Last but not least.
Sorry, but this is more of the technology and the user interface. But if you look at the first connection between the platform and the user, I think the most popular funnel of binary is how to make money and how to earn money and double your money and educate them through the way how to do it. By the end of the day, the chances are less than lottery, but still less than making money. So we're using the same psychologist method.
On our platform, they're making money. I don't know.
You're more into Forex. So I think we're using the same psychology methods and advertising methods. Obviously, there are a big difference, but users that like to generate some income out of the web, I think you can find them on the same common ground.
By the way, I was talking about the brokers, not on the traders that making money.
Cheap shot. Okay, guys, final question, and let's do a final round for each and every one of you. On top of what you said now, what other new innovations can you share with us today without breaching any contract or giving away any trade secrets, starting from Tami?
I think the main one that I would choose to discuss is probably the one that deals with strategies. This product, I think, is the future of binary options, allowing traders to make strategies, automated strategies for binary options the way that they have been able to for Forex. I think it's going to do for the binary options industry what Expert Advisor did for MT4. I think this is where the future is also in terms for affiliates. As we know, also 70% of the traffic is coming from affiliates. So this is a great tool for affiliates to sell strategies. This and perhaps social trading.
Okay, Angelo?
I think that innovations in multi-channel marketing in both online and land-based, and also in the online, producing a product that can be played on different devices, also in conjunction with other different verticals. For example, having side games and using artificial intelligence, for example, to do recommendations of those games that are matched according to the type of player. So, for example, maybe matching certain types of products with those that like sportsbook, matching other types of players that like Forex, for example, or binary options with specific products that are matched to them. I think that has the potential to increase the revenue and maximize player lifetime value. And also using tools, for example, like in our platform have like a rule engine system that can be used, in fact, to automate strategies, to automate the way that promotions and tournaments are given. I think those kind of things are going to be ever more and more important.
Thank you. Yoni?
Okay, so what I can share. So I will tell you that.
Share with us something.
So I will tell you that one of the most important thing that we've done in TradeSmart in the past year, we created a very strong API called the Smarter API. The Smarter API basically let everyone create their own platform. Basically, what you see right now is maybe 5, 6 platforms of binary, and most of them will look the same. The session that we had before here, they talk about uniqueness as one of the parts. Everybody wants to have a nice website, nice videos, but still the platform is the same. We can play with the CSS a little bit, but everything is the same. So what we see that the big companies, the one that, let's say, make more than $1 million a month in P&L, those companies are looking right now to create uniqueness. They want to have their own technology, they want to go maybe public, they want to make a step. So what we created is a way that every company can create their own unique interface and basically provide any feature they want on the back end of TradeSmarter. We have done it with 3 companies, and you will see them soon.
Will there be any major differences? Because, you know, as you said, they kind of look the same.
In the end of the day, we are the back end. Any company can create any feature that they want based on our API. So let's assume that you're a customer of TradeSmarter, and right now you want to create a specific feature or mini application that we don't support. So you can use the data of trading, volume, expiries, take anything that you want and create your own features.
Okay, thank you. Shai?
Yes, our platform is based on the national lotteries. We're trying to expand the products and we realized that the lottery is a social product. Families are sitting together and fill out the numbers, and based on the birthdays and all sort of astrology kind of believing. We're working on developing some side bets and more social products, expanding the syndicates products, which is quite popular in certain groups. And that's mainly it.
Sounds interesting.
I think like every software technology company, you always have to move forward with upgrades, with developments, and those developments are coming from listening to your clients, listening to the market. We will continue to work with our clients on the 3 technologies that we offer, the Forex, the binary, and the CFD, and to help them grow where it hurts, like we said before, all the marketing costs, to have better integration to well-known affiliates, cross-selling between the products, and giving better service, because at the end of the day, that's what we do. We're service providers.
Okay, but you're being very secretive. Maybe you can share something.
To be continued for next year.
Oh, till next year. Great. Thank you, Maor.
Yes, I'm trying to think about innovation. I think it will be, again, as my colleagues mentioned, a predictive AI on the back office that improve process. And if we're talking about the panel specifically, there are some companies in the industries, I would mention 10 Markets, for example, one of our clients, that we work very closely on figuring out the science behind the cross-selling, and by that improving the lifetime value of the client. And if you are improving the lifetime value of the client, then you can accept higher CPAs from specific affiliates and actually compete in the market. So I think all the innovation until next year will focus on how we improve the lifetime value of a client, because the acquisition, we have the affiliate giving the client. Now how we're figuring out how we maximize the lifetime value from the client. And I don't think it's one element, but it's all the elements together. It's mobile, it's specific markets, and a lot of predictive technology that allow the broker to be efficient on the operation. Because as we see today, there is no issue in getting traffic. We can call a specific affiliate and he will give you hundreds of clients a day. The issue is more on the conversion and on the retention, how we maximize them. So I think a lot of artificial intelligence on when to approach the specific client and automate the events in the CRM, that's going to be the so-called innovation.
Okay, great. Thank you. Nick, please.
Yeah, I think most of the panel have pointed towards automation on the side of the trader, particularly in binary, is becoming very important to have an API so that you can do a form of algo trading within the platform. Also, self-conversion through the platform and self-retention, something that Zurich's Active answers. But also on the back end as well, the data-driven decision-making through a very smart CRM. I think on top of that, we see adaptation to new markets. Southeast Asia is a growing market. You need to adapt your technology towards that, and the Eastern Bloc countries are now growing as well. On top of that, there are more and more regulating countries, which means that as a tech provider, we need to provide also the adaptation for each regulation. But more than that, there's lots of countries that are looking for the expertise in how to set their regulation. what they need to do, the process they need to go through to get there. And that's something that large technology providers can do, give a B2G service. And on top of that, be able to provide some of the systems that they will need to be able to control their own regulation. And I think that's a key growth area for us coming up in the new year. I think in general, like, you know, we're talking about, like, if you look at gaming, almost like a crystal ball. You know, we saw last year the merger of Paddy Power and Betfair, Ladbrokes and Coral. This is all thanks to regulation. This is where regulation brings the industry to big players in the industry. Players who have a brand, who have the means to go beyond a little bit more than just affiliate traffic. Affiliates are hugely important. I agree with Mole. Today, they're 70% of the market. But if you really want to be different, if you really want to take your brand to the next level, you need to build your brand and you need to build a new way of getting your clients through the door. And that's what automation gives you. That's what Sirix Active gives.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. That sounds very interesting. And regarding artificial intelligence, I'm going to stick with the thoughts of this, you know, interference. Does anyone have any questions from the audience? Any questions to our panelists?
Does anyone know what the Tottenham-Chelsea score is?
Nick is interesting in the game.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much to my esteemed mega panel members. I think it was explosion.